these guys are the money-making machines. Most persons who are in the finance sector anyway are always very, very, very wealthy. Quant firms, very wealthy. The big four companies and the sales people. Sales, not be to sell gari and fufu. Sales is like Tesla wants to come up with a product, a new product. In fact, they have a new robot now that is in town competing with Boston Dynamics. For them to make all the sales of that new product, you need to be very good with sales, right? You need to be top notch. All the MBAs in finance, MBAs in analytics, the ones that tell you what your network is. So if you are looking for money, there are a lot of those type of fields. Medical doctors too. I don't know the ones in Nigeria, but I know the ones outside. They make a lot of money, especially in the US. So there are a lot of fields. Again, if your sole reason of being interested in technology is because of the money, you would be in a hurry, right? To learn everything and then start looking for the money. The funny thing about looking for money is that the more you look for it, the more it runs away. In pursuing you. It's just as simple as that. It's so good, nobody says no to it. I always tell people that I'm not really always interested in the interview stage of any job I apply for. That's not my target. My target is to get to the door. Just invite me for interview. Your own don't finish. Because the fact that you've invited me for an interview gives me an edge to show you how good I am. And I never mess it up. I remember when I went for an interview, I mean the US Embassy, all the top guys, they are responsible for sending a lot of Nigerians, professors and all of that to different programs in the US. After the interview, the guy was thinking that I don't know why they always think that for you to talk so well, you have to be a liar. I thought I was a liar. I said no. At the end of the interview, I had to ask them before they leave. I asked them 2 questions. I have a question, yes. Hey, go ahead, David. I was like, is there any reason why you would not accept me for this job? He laughed. So what is your second question? I was like, it's also a comment. I'm happy, the fact that I'm even talking to you guys, I'm so excited. But I would love to leave this place knowing that you were all convinced of my argument. So I called the first person, Mr. This. Were you convinced of what I said today? So that kind of like made them to also reflect on this guy that they just spoke with. So an interview is not an investigation, right? It is you seeing how good I am and me reminding you of how good I am and why you should take me on your team. So be so good, right? Anyone? You guys are done, right? Let's look at it. Please help me collect the papers. Okay. Thank you. Alright, who would volunteer to read this out for us? Alright. I need 2 people. So while we are reading, I want you guys to listen. My job now is I want to analyze this data so that as I share my screen, I'll show you something about, check this. You want to read too? Yeah, your name, and let's hear, and then we check the comment section here too.
Strength is data analysis, and his interest is in deploying data to formulate information for decision making. Secondly, his ability to make informed decisions from information gotten from data sets. The second person is Ono Ame, data science, interest, data analysis and forecasting, visualization and interpretation of data. Ode Nelson Shalom. The information technology field is the fastest growing industry in the world, and virtually every human endeavor is digitalized. This has drawn my interest. My interest know-how to interface with people and operations beyond my immediate environment to a global platform. Ibiosio Grace Emmanuel. As a beginner, I am interested in knowing how to make use of Excel, how to open websites, to do some business online, and doing remote jobs. Christopher Edodi. My strength, analytical skill, ability to create ideas. Isaac. My strength in data analysis is statistics. I can deal with numbers no matter how bulky they may appear. Ucheche Joseph. My strength, I have always been interested in designing software and knowing how it functions and understanding how it works, also understanding the coding behind it. I am also interested in analysis, visualizing and computing data for proper presentation in solving problems. I am interested in anything calculation. This is Oluwakim, data science. Mathematics and statistics, they can sometimes be challenging, but I love solving problems. Tech skill is one of the long lost acquiring skills in the world. I'm putting up the challenge to acquire the skill for the betterment of my future goals.
Alright, we have from Gloria Oro. Why I'm interested in data analysis is because I want to be able to gather data, arrange them properly, and deliver appropriately. Ofion Irene. My interest in tech is more about monitoring and evaluation in the health sector. Iba Jackson. Starting out in tech, I would love to manipulate data, for example, using present data to predict future outcomes. Manuela Obina. My interest in tech is to know how to use data and to understand programming languages. Edward Friday. My interest in tech is because I want to develop my knowledge and the most recent trends of doing things, especially in business analysis and decision making, information and results. I am also interested in tech because I want to be valuable and productive with the evolution and innovation in the world. Last but not least, Joshua Okun, please pardon me for the middle name. I have an engineering background. Based on this background, I have lots to do with analysis, work with simulation, engineering simulation analysis, using some of these engineering software like ANSYS, SolidWorks and others, as well as doing some statistical analysis using Microsoft Excel. So my quest to know more about manipulating data has compelled my enrollment to study data analysis. That's all.
Right, thank you so much. We are going to do one of the assessments that I'll be dropping at the end of today. Will involve some of these things I'm writing on board now. Let me know if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen? Okay, so forget about all this. This is just an introduction to some of the people you'll be meeting in the course of your program, right? Not 3MTT class for students on Dahel Techies. If you are interested, I was thinking of having a separate class for you guys, but Marachi is so busy and she can only do that time. Like I said, since I started the home journey to tech, no one has ever asked me for my degree certificate or my postgraduate or anything like that. They always, for instance, if you want somebody to work with you, what are you going to be most interested in? It has to be whether the person can do the job or not, right? Some of you even collect the CV and keep it one side and start asking questions. It's those questions and the responses to those questions that will give you the confidence to hire the person. If you can do that for your business, think about big corporations where you will definitely have access to millions of database, right? The other time, a couple of years back, we've heard of Mark Zuckerberg. Of recent, it was the CEO of TikTok answering questions in Congress as to whether they sell the data they get from their platform to Russia or to China or to their competitors or to just anyone that will hurt them. Imagine if they hired people in their data team to manage their database and those people are messing up. You log into Facebook and everybody you don't want to see is what you are seeing, right? And people that you blocked still have access to you, okay? People you don't want to have your contacts, they will send you they'll call you or send you a WhatsApp. You know, imagine how messy that type of database would be. So as much as learning all this is very important, please, building your portfolio is more important, right? So please, if you can, the session will be recorded, but try to join live so that you can ask questions, because you will not be added to that closed group. It's just for some of our students. So there are three ways I make my presentation. The first is real-time explanation, like what I've been doing so far. I'm going to be sharing my screen. You'll see certain information that may be or may not be sensitive. Then PowerPoint presentation, like this one here. I'll be talking a little bit about this material today. You know, tech clarity section on data analysis, and then you will get to see like the table of content. We'll look at all. For those of you who are interested in getting jobs and things like that, the material contains a list of all of those platforms, as you could see. So I'll be sharing that. And then lastly, hands-on. So when I'll be treating about Microsoft Excel, going in depth into it this Saturday. What is it this Saturday? Yeah, what time? So we are going to be combining, what? We'll be combining the lessons in Microsoft Excel and then the first 2 weeks of your lesson in Oxford. Okay, yeah, we'll get back to you on the timing, okay? We'll get back to you. So, but before we start, those of you on data science and data analysis. So data science is like the woman. Data science is like the woman. Data science is the first daughter. Sorry, data science is like the woman. Data analysis is the first daughter of that woman. Okay? So a data scientist can also analyze data. But a data analyst may not be able to build certain products, have some algorithms. A data scientist can build an app like Facebook, right? Working with a software engineer. A data scientist will tell you all the algorithms, the statistical inferences, and all of that. They will do well to work with software engineers. But the data analyst will tell you how many Nigerians are on Facebook. Huh? The data analyst will tell you whether you should make a choice based on the data they have collected from that platform or not. A data analyst will tell you that your business is progressing. If you are selling spare parts here, or you know somebody that sells spare parts, imagine that you go to your shop, you have a laptop that anytime you sell a product, you now input the amount it was sold for, when it was sold, you know, details about that spare part. So that at the end of the year, or maybe by the middle of the year, you look at the data and you'll be like, you know, not many people bought this product. And we have been spending this amount to order this product from China or from wherever. This is where we sell. So, do you understand the differences? Good. This is just a very simple way of explaining those differences. How many of you are in data analysis? Answer. So who wants to try? What do you think data analysis is all about? One word that captures data analysis from all my explanations so far. One word, yes? Gathering information. Okay. Another word. Okay.
Evaluation.
Evaluation. Another word. Decisions. Another word. Collecting data, yes? Yeah?
Drawing actionable insights.
Drawing actionable insights. Plenty words. Yes. Interpretation. Yeah? It's something I'm looking for. Very important. Data analysis, very important. Yeah, you can interpret, yes, you can gather, evaluate, what? Visualization, thank you. What else?
Classification.
What? What are you saying?
Determining the outcome.
Determining
Classification. Classification.
Okay, thank you. Comparison. Okay. I don't know why nobody mentioned exploration. Explorations. Okay. It's a very simple question. Any of you open to answer a question? Okay. Tell me, when you first saw your wife, what attracted you to her? What is that thing you saw?
I was attracted by her fine legs.
Fine legs. Fine legs. Okay. Who else? When I don't want to, I can mean I dash you the wife. I'm not a therapist, but if I were, even at the border, this is the first question I ask. Yes.
Okay, I was actually captured by her smiles.
A smile. Alright. If you have ever gone to party, I don't know, people don't like marriage these days. Ready to mingle and do whatever. When you go to a place where there are a lot of people and you are interested in meeting people, your eyes, right? You are already a data analyst, right? Because what are you doing? You are looking at the data. Some people analyze their own data so loud. If the person they are analyzing is very dirty, the person doing the analysis, you will feel it. You'll be like, you know, there is always that feeling of disgust, that feeling of no, don't hear me. But if that data you are analyzing, you have explored, look at him, you know, you are playing all those things in your head, right? And then at the end of the day, you either walk up to the person if you get sense, or you just stay back if you get superior sense. You're a woman, right? For the person to make the move. Now, as a data analyst, almost 60 to 70% of the time that you would have access to your first data set is going to be absolutely dirty. Very, very dirty. I'll give you an example. So let's say this is Microsoft Excel. So I'm going to type something like, I'm going to type name, and then I'm going to type, okay, not name, let's say product, and then I'm going to type amount. Okay. Product and amount, and that's just it. Let's say for the first product we have, and one last one. What? Soap, okay. So then we have the amount. No, just maybe 52. No, let's say 1,000. Then we have 5,000. Then we have 250. Sorry, 250. Okay. And something I want to show you. Then we have 250. Then another product. Give me two more. Toothpaste. So that one we could have maybe, let's say 500. Okay, yeah, let's stop here. Can you see my screen clearly? Can you see that? Can you see the screen clearly? Yes. Okay, good. Who can tell me what have you noticed from this data set? By the way, the whole of this is arranged in rows and columns. You know that, right? Yes. Rows A, B, C, D, E, F. Columns 1, 2, 3. Right? Rows 1, 2, 3, 4, columns A, B, C, D, E, F, right? Yeah. And then this is a data set. Sometimes this data set you may not see like this on Microsoft Excel. Sometimes you may see it on a cloud. Sometimes they may be in one database or the other. For instance, you may see this in a database like gotten in Microsoft maybe Word or a PDF. So you have to download. If you have ever downloaded something from Microsoft Word to Google Doc, have you? You type something on Microsoft Word, but you want to send it to somebody to edit. But you want to see what the person is editing in real time. If you are paying someone to edit your book for you, I'd always prefer you use Google Doc, so that I know when you log in to start editing my book, I will see the corrections you made in real time. So if I tell you I need this book edited in 6 hours, then I send it to you. Maybe it will be 3 pages, maybe 4 pages. I need it edited in 6 hours. But please use Google Doc to edit my book. If I go offline, or if I'm online doing the 6 hours, I'm going to see every single thing you are doing in my documents. Right? So because some people could edit and then remove like really important information, especially if you don't have other copies, which is not advisable. So what I'm saying is this type of data could be stored in Google Docs. You could download it from Google Docs. You could download it from PDF. Right? A software like Power BI has what it takes. You can download the data set from PDF. You can also get it from a CSV file. I'll be showing you guys the different types of storage systems. But for now, we use this. Can someone tell me just 1 or 2 things you have noticed on that? Not too big database or data sets. What have you noticed? Yeah.
The amounts are not arranged accordingly.
Okay, the amount are not arranged accordingly. So thank you. That's the conclusion. But there's a reason why that happened. Yeah.
I think because there are some amounts some numbers are mixed with alphabets.
Yeah. Who else noticed something else? What else do you notice? What else do you notice?
Give me the answer.
What?
Give me the answer.
Give you the answer.
The figures are mixed with alphabet.
Figures are mixed with
Or the
alphabet.
amount column, and that's why it is tilted to correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Thank you. First and foremost, right? This data is not clean. You cannot work with it. But yeah, you will have people that have access to maybe let's call them data entry specialists. Data entry specialists are the ones that arrange this type of data. Let's see. Yeah, you can see this, right? This one, if you are a software engineer, you may not have time to arrange this data like this. It is the data entry specialist that do mostly this job, right? What they do is they will come over here. Let's say you want to sell a new product online. So the Uga Pata Pata or the manager or whoever will now tell them, you know what, I want you to organize these data sets. So when you come over here, you are going to have departments. What else? Customer. Department. What else do you see there?
Customer reviews.
Customer reviews. What else?
Amazon fashion.
Amazon fashion. What else? Brands. What else? Price. What else? Deals and discounts. What else?
New arrivals.
New arrivals. And business embellishment features. Okay, and so on and so forth, right? So let's assume that this is our data set. This. Alright, so all of them are you can see all of them now. So let's say for departments, let's choose a random product. So we can even have, let's insert a new column here. Insert new column for electrics. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Customer reviews. Let's say for everyone that bought toothbrush from, could be 5-star, 2 stars, and things like that. So let's say 2 stars because not everybody brush mouth. Then Amazon fashion. Oh well, I don't know. Let me see how they categorize that. So I have an idea. Amazon fashion. Okay, premium and top brands, right? So let's say this one is top brand. Then brands. Toothbrush get brand. Colgate, okay. And then the price is how much do you buy your toothbrush? 800. Deals and discounts, let's say there's a discount of 50 naira. Then new arrivals, let me see how they put that. New arrivals, okay, last 30 days, last 90 days. So let's say there are new arrivals for the last 30 days. Embellishment feature, I don't bloody know what that is. So let's leave this way. So, have you guys seen what is happening? If you are very good with Microsoft Excel and with imputing data like this, you can target e-commerce companies, for instance. Right? For those of you that are selling products online, you want to start selling your shoes, your bags, and things like that, you will definitely need someone who is good with data entry. Because you will not have the time to go and buy toothbrush, sit down and be writing color of toothbrush. This one doesn't have toothbrush, it doesn't have a production machine for department for toothbrush. So what you do is you go to that database, you click, the algorithm puts all of that together, right? And then they will send them a message. Somebody has ordered for it. And then they will now send a message from their own department, the sales department, or the marketing department, send a message to the company they are working with. Please, we need toothbrush, this color, this specification, send it this date, and then they will go there, get it, and then they will tell you, okay, expect your product by 2 months, 3 months. If you're in Nigeria, maybe 1 month. If you're here, you will die first. So, one of the assessments I'm going to be putting right here is, please write this down, because you have to, I need you guys to start working. Number 1, choose any of your favorite e-commerce platforms, a fictional database from it. Don't just choose any, because in our next class, we are going to be using those databases. We are going to clean the data, we are going to visualize that data.
It's not too clear like that.
Okay, let me copy this and paste it on that process.
Okay, thank you.
And I can see your questions in the chat box. Thank you so much. That will be on record because we are going to use that for our data cleaning exercise. So I've dropped it in the comment section. See that. One, buying your products, you are the one categorizing your products. A lot of us do that mistake. You can't be the one get your products, you categorize it, and you just let it go. Numbers appear all the time to the right. Alphabets appear all the time to the left. So if for any reason you type in a number or you see a number appearing to the left, just know that that data is not clean. This person now, maybe, let's assume this person is a data entry specialist. What happened now is, it's not that they don't know how to type 250, but because maybe, landlord don't throw out for house that morning, or he has one thing that has affected his. This is what data analysis basically. 60% of the time, this is what we do when we are working. We look at the data, and some of you think that, let me see if I can open a bigger data set. Okay, let me open this. See. So you are going to be using certain tools, certain formulas, certain functions to say anywhere there is O, replace it with what? 0. Can you see? This is a sample of a data set from a unicorn company. And when I was talking to people about this, I told them I want to see the first 10 companies with their highest valuations. If you see this data set, let me make this bigger so you see why data cleaning is important. If you look at this data set, there are a couple of mistakes here, right? can't use this funding, right? Number one, if I want to add this and this and this and this and this, the way it is written, you can just read this.
What is data analysis? 1. Gathering of information and using it to solve problems. 2. Process of making intelligent decisions from information gotten from data. Data for visualization. 5. Acts of collecting data, inspecting and transforming.
This is just a summary of what rules in data analysis will be doing. Statistical, mathematical consequences of running those businesses. Either they have years of experience or they have a PhD, right? Because the type of research that goes into data science. So it is again divided into three. You have people who are interested in working with the data analytics team. In other words, the whole thing I'm talking about here, and they would make their reforms or talk about whatever it is with you. Then there are those who are working with software engineers. You know, they want to build algorithms, they come up with mathematical responsibilities, statistical inferences to tell you, right? In those days, we used to have robots. In fact, when you hear robots those days, you will be almost like there is always a jerking of movements, right? There is always calculated movement, like you would feel it that this person is, or this thing is a robot, okay? But because of the research that is going into artificial intelligence by data scientists, they are also making sure that robots are even much more interactive and they can do certain tasks. So we have robots now that, you know, you need a certain level of training of those machines for them to be able to do high-level surgery. True of us. The kind of mathematics and statistics and learning and research that goes into it for doctors to come together and say this brain surgery can only be done by a machine that is 100% perfect. Because you get how doctor will enter your brain, come on, you said you will come out from that brain. Okay? But there's a way the machine goes in. The machine will scan the brain, takes calculation of every single step. From when it will move to the incision, they will calculate every single thing. Okay? So that's the second group of those who are data scientists. And then the third group, of course, are the researchers. These are the ones that Elon Musk wants to go to another planet. They will go and borrow their brain. Those are the Albert Einsteins of the tech space. Because before you build any product, you have to make sure that that product is not harmful. You have to make sure that that product follows certain laws. Okay? So find out for yourself what levels of data science will you mostly be interested in. Numbers and then sound. Okay? Let me take you guys through something quickly. I want to ask somebody a question. Who wants to volunteer? Okay, let me ask you. Oluwakemi. Okay. What's your favorite animal? Hey. Cats. Why do you love cats? Do you have a cat at home? I love every animal, but I'm afraid of cats. Thank you, Lord. So let's say cat. And then images, right? Now, so as I scroll down, I can't stare at this for long because for a cat. So I had this friend of mine, she's at Michigan State University. She and the wife, when I mean wife, they have a cat. So when I told her about, she's Australian, when I told her about my fear of cats, she was like, oh David, don't worry, I'm coming to work with cats. Of course, people have, you can bring your pets to work if you want. But somehow, I say if I did fear cats for Nigeria, you should say this place will lay me, I cannot go enter prison because I keep person cats. Alright? So I want to scroll down. I'm looking for someone that will make me fall in love with cats. It's not working. Let me know if you see anything that is not the picture of a cat. Are we ready? Yeah. Are we? Is there anyone you've seen? All of them are photos of cats, right?
Yes.
Alright. Okay, let's leave this place so that I don't dream dreams. Let's check dogs, right?
Yeah.
Now let's even click on puppy. All of them. Do they all look like puppies? They are all puppies. They are all puppies. Different species, yes, but all puppies. So can someone tell me, from what you have seen, do you think that the developers at Google travel to all the planets and all the countries, taking pictures of these cats, and then coming back to their headquarters in Google to upload them online? What do you think happened? Who knows? Yes. What do you think happened? They gather the information. In what way? And how? Is it that okay? What way? Natural, okay. One of those places. None of them is from Google.com. Did you notice that? It tells you that Google is a womb. Anytime you paste your information online, it is referenced by a major machine learning platform like Google. And as you're joining in your class in data analysis or data science, you would come across words like how you can train and test your data set. So that if you gather 50 dogs and 1 cat, if you gather 50 dogs and 20 cats, right, and then you want the algorithm to use the image of 50 of those dogs to train the algorithm or to train the machine in the case of the robot, so that when you see a dog, the robot has already been trained with the image of that dog to identify that thing to be a dog. Okay? Human beings, we are so intelligent as creatures, but sometimes it baffles me the number of persons who doubt themselves. Do you know that a mother, right? If I don't know. I can only explain this from my observation. But a mother has a very close relationship with the baby even when it's inside the womb. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Not to talk about when the child is out. She knows. And if you are a father and you also pay attention to your child, you know when the child is not happy, when the child is excited, when the child don't chop the food. You know, right? So it tells you that we don't need something to train and test. We already have our own intelligence, our own learning. When you go to school and the teachers are teaching you A, B, C, D, E, F, and so on, you learn another language. Think about that teacher teaching you to be the software engineer, right? Training you to identify A, training you to identify B, C, and so on. So all of a sudden you grow up identifying these alphabets. Having it to come to a time where machines are beginning to teach themselves from the data that you have trained them with. So maybe in future, we are going to have machines who will look at your face and they will be able to, as a mother, detect that you are hungry. Right? They will come to you, massage, hey David. Because it's a machine, right? And there are machines these days that have the futures of a human being. David, can I prepare you some kiniko? Then they will do just that. That level of engineering is general intelligence that a lot of people, data scientists, are still making research on. So this is just me trying to introduce you guys to some of these things. So images is the purview of the data scientist, and you are going to be learning how to use all the codes that are in existence. So data scientists, artificial intelligence specialists, prompt engineers, graphic designers. You have been looking down on yourself as a graphic designer. There is a way you can manipulate images. All the Photoshop. Where do you think AI engineers have that information? I can be in Calabar. All I need to do is just stand like this. Take my picture. The background is supposed to be white, isn't it? But all of a sudden, the background you are seeing is the one in Italy. Maybe I want to pepper somebody. And I would lie to you that I'm in Italy. So that's why when you look at images using the eyes of a software engineer or a data scientist, you will never look at life differently, or the same rather. You would always suspect, what if this image have been tampered with? What if somebody? Those days we used to have evidence, video evidence, right? These days I could take your photo. You guys watch that video I showed on, did I show a video on Saturday? I showed a video on Saturday, right? Where, I think I should show you guys that video again, so you take note of this. I'm going to play that video again so that pay attention, please, because there are some of you here that post, someone sack you from job, you post everything you are posting. A true data scientist, a true software engineer will know that when you post anything online, you have submitted. Alright, let's watch this.
Hey Mom, hey Dad. It's me, Ella. Well, a digital version of me, just a bit older. Amazing what technology can do these days, isn't it? All you need are a couple of pictures, like the ones you share on social media, where they can be taken and used by everybody. I know for you these pictures are just memories, but for others, they are data. And for me, maybe the beginning of a horrible future. A future where my identity can be sold just like that. Where I can go to prison for things that I would never do. Imagine my credit score being destroyed, Dad. Or my voice copied to scam you, Mom. I need you to send me money, please. And I certainly don't want this. What you share online is like a digital footprint, that will follow me around for the rest of my life. I'm telling you this because I know you love me and would never do anything to harm me. So please, Mom, please, Dad, protect my virtual privacy.
Right. Do you think it makes sense? Right now, all I need is your face. And as a data scientist, I could work with my team and we could manipulate your face. I could use your face to get your BVN or whatever. Okay? If you watch movies where people take the eyelid, put it, right? They will kill someone, remove their eyes and something like that. So technology, as much as it's very useful, but it's important you know that it can also be manipulated. And you should know that if you are a very good data scientist or a software engineer, it makes it even more interesting. There are digital footprints of us everywhere. That's why if you go to a wedding, you post a picture of the place you went to a wedding, and the next thing you are like, oh God, when? Oh, you know. Now, for you it's a simple post, but for the algorithm, that is data. Because the next post you are going to see is they will start selling you wedding dress or advertising whatever that is associated with the data of weddings. So Facebook advertisers, when they want to advertise anything, they have categories. For instance, if I want to advertise a bag or a wristwatch, and it's a luxury bag or a luxury wristwatch, I am going to focus on those who can afford it. Facebook has that data. All I need to do is to click. Please, people who are above the age of 35 to maybe this age, they can afford it in Lekki, show them this ad. That's it. And you, because you are just starting this journey, the first thing I want you to do now is, we're going to try something out with you. I need someone else to volunteer.
Thank you.
Let's, a lot of videos, very interesting videos. And if you look at this robot, it's very cool. And there are some places, and I think I showed this on Saturday, the journey to building this stuff have taken years. Right now we have robots who can actually break an egg, which is a very delicate material. To have a robot to break an egg and prepare omelette for you. But it took a whole journey. And let me just pause because you have a section of data scientists between 1999 and 2009 who had discovered from their research or from their algorithm that the product they were building was not working in a way they wanted. Are we together? The product they were building, who be that? Cecilia. Hold your baby before I turn her to a robot. Okay, so these guys, they've noticed, if you see the robots, they are training it to work, right? So as they are training the robot to work, this thing took years. The data is sent to the database, right? The machine is gathering, they know that there are missteps that the robot is taking. And what do? They go back to the drawing board. Another research, another algorithm, another, they keep doing it. And then when they are ready, they will now train the one for 2019. So these guys, Boston Dynamics, when it comes to robots, they were top on the list. But now they are competing with Tesla. Because Tesla came up with a robot that is near human. When I mean near human, it's very difficult to have a robot that is so good with delicate objects, like an egg. Hold it, break it, do you whatever they want to do maybe omelettes or things like that. We have delicate robots in the medical field, those ones who are very precise, but they were not having all the locomotion and all that. All the doctors needed to do was to tell it what to do and then just carry it, almost like a light, something like this, right? They will just push it this way and then it will start. But imagine putting the machine or the learning or the algorithm of that thing you are moving inside a machine that can actually move. So that means in future we may have machines who will take care of you when you have accidents. They will do instant surgery. They don't need you to think about the possibility of research in data science. So what did he notice? It means that they have gotten the working rights. So they stopped the research. And now they started doing research on how to carry things. You saw that, right? At the point they stopped training for walking. So now walking in terms of the whole machine thing training is all done for. It's now they are training how to jump, how to walk. Very soon they will train them how to cross. Okay, so now you see that the last point of the training of these years of research was trying to make them identify obstacles, right? Now, for you to see how that played out in real life, I'm going to show you something else. So I want you to watch this.
Yo, this is a driverless Uber. It's coming.
So this car doesn't have a driver, right? Some of you watch this, okay? It doesn't have a driver. For a car to be driverless, it means that the machine has been trained to perfectly understand how to stop, how to go left, how to go right, and how to wait for someone to pass, and how not to hit anybody or anything, right? How many of you have entered this car before? You did for a market.
There it is. Oh my goodness, I'm getting it. Dude, I can't. Where are you going? Oh my gosh, this driverless Uber just came to my apartment to pick me up. Dude, I can't. Hold on. Okay, so I locked the door with my phone. Oh my god, okay. But this is lit, dude. Like, dude, I'm so bougie. Look at this handbrake thing and everything. Okay, so I just need to start crying. It's gonna take me to the airport? It just locked. Oh my, no! Oh! Yo, what? Oh, in the name of Jesus, I just anoint this. Jesus, literally take the wheel, Lord. Take the wheel. Jesus. In the name of Jesus. Yo, how is this thing? This is the picture. I'm calling my name. Alright, of course.
Connected to wireless support. Please call me.
Yeah, it's pretty slow. I wish.
You're going. When it gets there, it ends the right or you end the right and things like that. So there are a lot of all these machines are products of training, testing the data, So data scientists will focus on all of this, but data analysts will focus on number 2 and number 3. Okay, is that required before? Okay, which part did you sing? Tenor. Okay, which part? Alto. What about you?
Alto.
Alto, okay. So let me show you something very important as well. I'm saying this because so that remember when I talked about objectives, will call you to sell your mathematical knowledge or your statistical knowledge or your coding ability. Can you do that? So let's look at images, and in this case we want to type sound data. So let's look at, for those of you that are familiar with musical instruments or the choir, you know we have different categorizations of sound, of voice. Human voice is in different categorizations. Those who can sing deeply, those who sing bass, baritone, tenor, alto, soprano, right? And even those who are in opera. And it was very interesting back in the day that I was able to learn at least 6 musical instruments. I started with the piano, played small wood for a while, then left and then started playing other things seriously. I also played in an orchestra. So when it comes to music, I was 100% really inside. The cadence of the human voice, the categorizations of the human voice is something that data, sound engineers take very, very important. If you are a choir master, you should be very proud of yourself that you are able to know when to bring in one voice and when to tell the other voice to like go low. Okay? While you could have the soprano be singing high up there in the pitch, those who sing in bass will now give them like a slow melody. Tenor will make it sound. It's like mixing your garri with soup, you know. Are you following the story, right?
Yes.
And I met someone in Michigan State. He works with the US Navy. And there's something he told me. He said during their training, one of the things they train them is how to use their ears. Right? Because if you have ever been with a professional and a fully trained soldier, the way they observe things is not the same way you observe things. The way they walk, there is something, it's just like when you are driving. If you have a car, there's a communication drivers have with their car. A driver knows where the tire is. When they reverse, they know a good driver knows if you don't reach, you stop. A bad driver will go all the way and they enter the gutters. A good driver knows that something has left, one bolt or not has left their tire. A good driver knows that the engine is making one funny sound. Right? That's why I started learning with manual. When it was my dad who taught me. By learning the manual, I was always also very conscious of the sound that is made when I am using gear 1. The sound that is made when I'm using 2 and 3 and when I'm on speed, right? But for all those new babies, I started learning with manual. Your own has below the fire good. You don't know that those trainings will actually also important. And it's also affecting some of the mechanics you have today, especially those who don't understand that when you run your client's car, you know that okay, it's a gearbox problem and you need to just fix it. Okay? So there's a whole lot of training that comes with that. So the soldier walking, their legs are already trained. If they are on a place where you mistakenly step on a mine or something. So the way they walk, and they go up, it's not that they don't want to do it because they want to entertain you. But they are doing it because they want to calculate how closer they are to enemy territory. And they could tell their colleagues the miles they are, the kilometers. They will tell you the latitude, the longitude, all the steps they are making. And then the sound. They could sense whether there's an aircraft coming from afar. They will hide. you just walk and play the gun, wait. But they have told you that something is coming. Right? So if your strength, remember we started by looking at our strength. If your strength is the fact that you can observe, you are good with sound, and you are good with categorizing things, right? The human voice, that's your strength. Then you can think about becoming a sound engineer. You could work in the space industry. For instance, you all know that noise is also sound. True or false? Look at this image right here. Which of them do you think is noise? Which of them do you think is music? And this is what? Pleasant sound. Noise is sound, but it's not pleasant. Okay? So that is the type of data that you guys should also look at. So the language processing, natural language guys that you have, ChatGPT, all the robots talking. Have you ever used an app that you can choose the voice? If you are a video editor, right? There are apps now that if you want to create a video, like the video editor for Dahel Techies, all I need to do is to just record my voice, send it to him. All the videos that you have created, you think that's me talking. What? All he needed to do was to upload my voice in the system and then type whatever. The people who use my voice now follow you up, think saying I'm me. Don't be me, right? It's not me. That's why this type of data is very, very important. So sound engineers, those working in the space company, aeronautics, electronics, mechatronics, which is a combination of robotics and electronics, right? The machines and shipping companies too. That's where you could actually find yourself. So far, any question? So that we'll run up. Any question so far? Any question? Yeah.
Concerning this data exploration, in a situation where I'm collecting data from a particular company database, would there be an opportunity for me to also discuss with maybe a representative of the company to know specifically, maybe there are data that I may not have fair knowledge of what they represent. Like when you were copying the information from Amazon, there are some that we really don't know what they stand for. So would there be opportunities for you?
Please, you can write this down so that you can also, can you see what I want to create now? It's called Data Dictionary. So this is one job I got back in the day, but I've kept it because I want to use it to teaching how I got the job. Remember telling you guys, someone called me when I was enjoying myself somewhere on phone. Do you remember? Yeah. The data said it's somewhere here, but I'm just going to open it. It was a one-time job. So that thing you are saying now, most companies, instead of allowing you to come and ask them questions, they will give you a data dictionary to explain, give you an idea. When you see this one, this is what we mean. Alright, so this is what they sent to me. I didn't need to ask them so many questions because now if you are given a data set and you don't have a data dictionary, please request for it. Okay? If they don't have a data dictionary, then you can have a meeting with them. But a good company should have something like this. So they will tell you that anytime you see hotel, right, that is type of hotel. Are you together? Anytime you see is cancelled, it means that this is what it means. Zero means it's not cancelled, meaning the person did not cancel their booking with that hotel. 1 and 0, you are like, what are these people doing? And then when you see lead time, time of lead, year of arrival, month of arrival. So these were all the columns I was given on that data set. And then I was given 3 years to work with. So it was a lot of work. I had to analyze for 2018. I have to analyze for 2019. It was a hotel, a very big hotel, for a logistics company. Those were the guys that gave me the contract. So you need to look at month by month by month by month. And at the end of your analysis, you now compare within the 3 years. And then you tell them, you know what? These products you guys are always buying. I think there's a place for, let me see. Meal. Can you see meal? Good. So in my analysis, I had discovered that there was a particular meal that customers in that hotel were not getting. So my recommendation was you people should not be getting, don't get it, especially during this period in time. Because when you compare 2018, 2019 and 2020, you see that the forecast is showing you that there is a downward spiral. You shouldn't be wasting money on this product. Do you understand me? So data dictionary, you can make further research on. Any other question? Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me just quickly go through this so that I'm going to come back here, but I want you guys to, we've looked at all of this in your, let's say, now this is why this is important. We want to clean this data. Let's say we want to add 1,000 plus 5,000 is how much? 6,000. Plus 500 is how much? 6,000. And then plus 250 is how much? 7,000. Okay, so let's say I want to add everything using a formula equals to sum, okay, bracket open, and then I just highlight all of this, which highlights the cell. So each of these things is called a cell, right? Yeah. Each of this is a cell. So when you have 1,000 is in what cell? C3. Thank you. It means it's in column C, row 3. So if I tell you go to C3, it means you understand because you use this tool. I mean? So from today, nobody should say, sir, scroll up. No, go right. Sir, you don't pass. No. Just tell me, C4, I will know what you are talking about, right? Good. So if I highlight from C3 all the way to C6, so this thing you see here, and every time you see that in Microsoft Excel, it means that there is a first number that is ratioed by the last one. Okay? And if I put bracket close and then I hit enter, what is it telling me? 6,000. But is that correct? No. So if the person will put this data, get issue for house, mistakenly put O instead of 0, and you that are supposed to be a data analyst, because you trusted the person, alright? Instead of trusting the data that you are seeing, you go and do calculation. They will serve both of them, right? So that is why it's important when you come over here, you remove 250, put in 250 to 250, and then change this to what? 500. Can you see? That's automatically calculated it for you. Now, another thing you'll be looking at is your data cleaning. Because it's amount, every money should have a currency. Sometimes the data entry guys may not remember that. They may be in a hurry to insert the numbers. So because we are using Naira, you go to your home menu, your general, you click on this, click on more accounting formats. If you have your laptop, you can try this out. Click on more accounting formats. A dialog box will come up. So this is called a dialog box. Symbol. You click on the drop down and then you look for Naira. Let's see whether Naira is in here. So you search for Naira. Okay, yeah, we have Naira. But because even Microsoft is confused about Nigeria, they decided to put Edo, Fula, outside video. So we'll just choose one. We click on that one and then we click on OK. So you have your Naira, right? Again, because of where you are going to be working, if you are going to be working in an accounting firm, the way you put your currency is different if you are going to be working with a firm that is not interested in the money, right? If you are going to be working in an accounting firm, this is how it looks like. But if you are going to be working in a firm that is not so interested in how it's arranged, you just use your currency. You see there's a difference. Who noticed the difference? Currency, and then I click on accounting. Who saw the difference? The symbol goes to this side, right? when you put it under accounting. But when you remove it and put it under currency, that is how you and I write if we are sending money to somebody, Abi. But if it's in an accounting firm, these are the things you need to take note of. Do you understand? So this is your whole journey of data cleaning. And we've looked at all of this. This is the last example that we're going to have today. Now let's say you are working in a particular company and your name is Amarachi. Read for us.
So I've already have Amarachi.
Yes, let her read. So this is your boss giving you this job as a data analyst.
Okay, I'm to start from Amarachi.
Yes, from here to there.
Amarachi, we want to know the exact amount of the probable number of young people who buy phones in Abuja, Nigeria.
Exactly. So guess, which type of employer will be interested in this type of question? Huh? E-commerce, okay. Telecom, okay. Let's say he wants to open a new branch in Abuja, but he needs to gather the data first. He needs to know if the business is worth it. I mean, before you make a step, you gather your data, you explore, you find out if it's worth it. Now, if you are a data analyst, what is the first thing that should come to your mind when you have this type of data or this type of question? I brought Chibuzo's book to give to some of you as gifts. So let's see how many of you will be smart enough. What's the first thing you need to do to get this for free? Make sure your response is not, don't give me one hard response. Let it be heavy, as if you have been listening to me for the past 1 hour. Who wants to try? Okay. No? In fact, no, don't give me one sentence or one word. Tell me what, you are a data analyst, you have this job. What is the first thing that you will do? And how will you go about responding to this problem?
First of all, I'll get on one of these e-commerce sites.
Okay.
Like Jumia.
Okay, let me answer this so that we move on. Please, when you are given a job for the first time as a data analyst, what's your name, sir? Collins. I've been in a relationship before. What is that thing? Do you mind if I ask? What is that one thing that if your partner does, you don't like? That it could pain you? Huh? Lies. Okay. Let's assume that your partner comes back and then you already have evidence. Maybe you catch her, you don't do something. Or you have your evidence, right? And then but you don't want to find out if she'll be truthful. And then she lies. What is going to be your first instinct? Now this is to all of you. You like something, somebody does that thing. What is going to be your first instinct? You'll be angry, okay? And after that, you won't trust him again, okay? So, Collins, for you, you are angry, full stop. Right, thank you. Who else? Okay, thank you. Good.
Since I have the evidence already and I'm angry, the next thing I will feel disappointed.
Okay, you feel disappointed. Okay.
Since there is evidence, I will try to listen to someone that I know is close to me.
Okay. So go and talk on your behalf. Okay. Last person. No, that's not your first instinct. That is an action, right? Or whatever that comes after your lot of consideration. All right. You retaliate. Calculate. Okay.
so much talk because my reaction and I regret it. So I withdraw. Both of us to sit and talk about it.
Thank you. All right.
I'll give you for you to tell me.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. You guys, I was looking for basically was the truth, because between the time I had caught you and the time I had met you, there was a journey for me, and that journey was give her another chance, right? Button, ping, all that. But there's something I will share here. As a data analyst, I have learned that data, the human brain, for those who are in the medical field, have billions of nerves and things like that. It's always a memory of us that is carried from one experience to the other. When I ask what is your first instinct, anger, of course, disappointment, right? But if you want to be a whole human being, moving from one step to the other, the next thing you have to do is to find out the very big question, why? Do you know why? Because the why is not really for the person, it's for you, so that you can heal faster. If the person tells you why, oh, I was stupid, oh, I was this, then you know that yes, it was a mistake on your end. So you can now choose to stick to that mistake or not. But if the person now says, it was because you no longer give me time, I was looking for attention, I was killing, you can also now choose to either become a better person for the sake of that person, or you can say, I can no longer take this. Because some people get angry and then they move on and they start punishing the next person they meet. Right? Have you? Yes. You are happy that you got, someone trusts you with a massive data. Same way you were angry, disappointed. It's normal. But for you to become better, for you to be whole, for you to stay in the job, the next thing you should target is what? Say explore that data. Ask more questions. Ask more questions. It is in asking those questions, not by yourself alone, but by a team. Remember when I got that job, I didn't work on my own. I told you guys my weakness is with colors and things like that. I'll get the job. I'll call my friend that is in Lagos. Call this one that is somewhere. I say, I bet I get this job. Design the dashboard for me. Few hours I've gotten the dashboard design. The next one is, okay, I've cleaned this data, but I might miss something. I've explored it, I've looked at it, I might miss something. Let me know the indicators. Let me see what you are seeing. Are you following me? You have not started working on that data first, so what are you doing? You are sending it to people. Chimdima that is now leading a team in the UK after learning, that's what she did. I remember, man, this lady, she disturbed the hell out of my life. Before she would have a job in her office, she would be sending it to me, please, Mr. David, let me look at this data. I know what to do, but I might miss something. So what are we going to do? We are now going to sit down and craft our own data dictionary. You say, okay, if you check this, there's something you need to look at. We will now explore, ask more questions. The why, the how. When we are done exploring, now we can start working. That question, and then let's assume all of us are in a team. You have this question, Amarachi, what is the exact number or the probable number of young people who buy iPhones? Now that we have asked, we've known what to do. What is that question we need to ask? The first one is what? The location. What? What happened? Who can tell me the other type of questions that should come up? Data, we've not done the survey yet. We are doing what? Asking more questions. What are the repair shops that we can find in that location? And then there's a very interesting question here. Which university in Abuja or Lagos has the highest number of iPhone users? Right? No, I'm not talking about those number 16. If you go to a place like Masaka, right, iPhone 10, iPhone 12, and all of that, refurbished. You go to Asoko or get an iPhone store, you have to look at those locations, the type of iPhone you should buy. And then one of my students suggested that if those who are accepting you can have an idea of how many people in the hall are with an iPhone. Right? Buy iPhones because they want to feel good. If you have a business that sells iPhone, you have to concentrate on what? Telling them that your iPhone can make them feel good. See how people use the psychology of marketing is tied to data. Why do people come to buy from you? Why do people choose Dahel Techies and not somewhere else? Because over the years we have discovered that students choose us because after their studies we don't just say go and figure it out. We want to make sure that that job you get it. We want to make sure that you stick around. Once in a while you still have access to some of our resources. If you go to some platforms you learn you're all not finished, have you? So why do people want to buy from you? Why do people want to choose your products? It's very important. You can't make that decision, you can't advertise if you don't have that data. And then you have to find out the number of young people with purchasing power. Then if possible, if you are a business-to-business person, you start contacting companies that sell data, like MTN, Airtel, and all of that. Some of them, if they want, they can give you that data of how many of their subscribers have iPhones.
How do you determine that?
Or what?
How do you determine that aspect? Getting data. How do you know it's an Apple product and buy data?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you are business to business, meaning you are running a business that is for business people, you are not running a business for retailers, right? A B2B business. Meaning, before you go to MTN to ask for data, you self need to be big man. You understand? There's a level of data collection that happens up there. If a politician wants to come here and be giving everybody 1,000, he's not making that data because he loves people. He's making the data because he has discovered that the people here need 1,000 naira. And the people he's talking to at the top, they have told him that these people need 1,000. He's not coming to ask you whether you need 1,000. He has that data already. You understand me? So there's a level to data collection. Contact telcos, number 2. You need to be at the top to make this happen. It's only someone like Amazon, not Amazon, Jeff Bezos, or his management teams that can contact MTN or all of the telecom companies in Nigeria to have this data. And of course, he's going to pay heavily for it. Right? But you cannot just go because you want to do small scale business. You want to ask who. Then access to social media platforms that you can harvest data. Right? If you have access to that, how are you going to have access to it? Then lastly, a quick online search if possible. Is there any question here that will be not asked? Yeah. Yes.
I think since it's an on-site kind of purchase, you also find out an organization where they are supplying phones to their staff.
Okay.
Which type of phone they supply?
Okay, exactly. So how are we going to crack that question?
How many companies?
Companies
or government establishment. iPhone supply, something like that.
Okay, supply iPhones, right? Okay. So let me put these 3 entities. What's your name?
I'm Robinson.
So I have only one contribution from Robinson there. Anytime I'm teaching this to my students, I'll mention Robinson. The rest of you, I don't finish.
We will also find out from phone repairs.
Phone repairs, okay, we already have that.
Okay, we have that.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if this other one is there. Checking the previous people in Abuja that have iPhone.
Yeah, we
know
have
people that purchase either online.
Are we together? All of this is what we are. What is called data Facebook already have gathered the data for you. If you ever work with Facebook, they will not send you to Nigeria to be moving. How far? You did Facebook. That data is going to be too massive and so expensive. You already have a platform. The fact that you put your location, your state, and all of these things when you are logging in, you already have the data. You are all here. I don't need to go out to you because you had applied for this program and we were given your data. So the federal government have already collated your data and then gave it to us. And we were able to analyze the data. They didn't analyze it for us. We were able to analyze the data to discover how many of you are in Calabar and how many are outside the metropolis. We analyzed to know how many of you are females and how many of you are males. Right? We analyzed to know how many of you have laptops and how many don't. You can see how that works. You could go ahead to analyze how many of you contribute in class. Robinson standard. Robinson, congratulations. We are so happy you were the most active students. Come and take a picture. We're going to put you on our website. So anywhere you tell people that you are a data analyst, they type Robinson, they would always say, oh, he's a go-to guy. He's someone that is this, he's someone that is that. Okay? So we can do that. And then, after data gathering, I have already talked about, sorry, this one is about my students, I'm not going to talk about it. So the whole data gathering stage, after that we have data cleaning. And the other people who are going to be sharing with you, you'll be using some of these tools. We're going to start with Excel to teach you how to clean the data. Okay? So this is, I'm going to send this material to you guys, but I'm not going to drop it in the group so that you will not abuse it. So this is going to be your material for Microsoft Excel. So we're going to meet on Saturday. Please come with your laptop, right? I'll make a few calls. If you have more than one laptop, please come with it because we're going to do less talking and go into clean data, model and explore using Excel. Will that work? Yes, sir. Good. So we're going to start with, you can see all of the things that we're going to be treating. The field function, some fields, split, transpose, sort and field, sort, right? Class, there's also another, so it's going to be a very thick thing, right? Remember I told you I started my journey, importance tool. If you are so good with Excel, it's easier for you to understand what Python is all about. Because now you already know the laws. You already know that in Excel, equals to and plus begins a formula. Bracket open and close tells Excel that this is a formula. Right? All the double quotes, the single quotes, the comma, you already know their place in the scheme of things. So when you are using Python to code and program, you know that, okay, there's a double quote for this is what it does. When you click on run code and there's an error, you know that you need to calculate your steps. You know where to find that error, or you can sense where the error is coming from. And then when you start using some of these other tools like SQL Server, Excel has its limitation. For instance, Excel cannot analyze a data set from Facebook, for instance. Okay? Set from Facebook. Millions of people are on Facebook. If you download the data alone of Facebook users in Nigeria in this Microsoft Excel, what will happen? This laptop will start crying. It will cry and then it will shut down. Because the data is so heavy, you can't just, like Calabar alone. Okay, Calabar alone. You have issues opening your laptop. There is no this challenge. You'll say, okay, let us use SQL Server, which is structured query language. It's the type of language a database that contains millions of data sets understand. So when you use a language, when you speak with your own language with your kid, your child understands. Come, says come. So how do you speak to a database to tell it, I need data from these millions of data sets, please give me only the one from Cross River State. The language you use is called what? SQL Server. SQL, these are all the type of languages out there. You say, oh yeah, using this code, where, comma, and what, from, it will just bring it out for you. So that is another thing after Microsoft Excel. Power BI. After you are done gathering the data, Power BI, you can also clean it. In Microsoft Excel, there is something called Power Query Editor, which I'm going to be sharing with you guys going forward. let me say I want to open this, go to data mining, and then, so you see this thing called get data, right? From my data menu. If you click on it, click open, you can see, it's telling you where do you want to get this data from. Is it from a workbook, like Excel workbook? Is it from a CSV or a text? Is somebody typing somewhere, you want to bring it into your Microsoft Excel sheet? Do you want to get it from XML, from JSON file? You all know what JSON file is? From a folder or from a SharePoint folder? Or do you want to bring it from a database? Do you see all the different types of database that Excel can handle? You want to bring it from Microsoft Access, from Analysis Search, from SQL Server, from Oracle, from DB2, from MySQL, from Postgre, I mentioned Postgre, right? From SY-Base, from Teradata, and so on and so forth. Or do you want to bring it from Microsoft Azure, the cloud I talked to you guys about? Or from other online services? I can go to Amazon now and copy every single data that is on their website and then put it on Microsoft Excel. Can you guys do it? Can you do it? I can see everything that you have typed in your website. Every single alphabet, every single content, everything. All I need to do is to bring it from online services. It could be from the web and all of that, or from other sources, or even combined queries and all of that. So if I click on, okay, let's say I want to bring this from workbook. I just want to show you how you can analyze data. This is advanced Excel, taking you away from just what a lot of you know Excel is all about. So let that one come up. If the dialog box is up, you let me know. So after SQL Server, you have Power BI, and then you have Tableau, and all those are visualization software. So on Saturday when we meet, we are going to practice how we can use Microsoft Excel to explain this whole thing. So these are all in using Power BI or using Power Query Editor. You don't have all the rows and columns like you have in Microsoft Excel, all right? So all of this that you are seeing here is going to be called a table. So now we have a table that contains the buyer's data, a table that contains, so buyer's data could be their name, their ID, their amount, and all of that. Then you can have a table that contains only the dates, purchase dates, the date they bought the product, or the date they made the refund. Managers of the company, region, sales, the data, and all of that. So I can, if I click the first one here, you will see that on buyer's data you have only two categories, right? The category and then the buyer. That is what the table is about. If you click on this, you will see the preview, financial year, quarter, and the month, and then the managers. You will also see all of the names of the managers and their postcode. So because again we are not treating this today, if I want to bring all of this data together and analyze them, all I need to do is either load or just transform data. But again, this is another level. You need to understand how this works in Excel so that you can appreciate it more when you start using Power BI and then when you start programming. And this really is very basic because if you are so good at it, you can even start applying for data entry roles because you are excellent in organizing data and you know where a particular product should fall in, what category, what column, what rows, and how to prepare that. Does this sound interesting? Is this something you would love to learn?
Yes, sir.
Good. So on Saturday, I'll be taking you guys through this material again, but you can just look at the table of contents. Then you see how rich it is. And I hope to go from here if we are meeting every Thursday. So questions? Any question? Are we seeing on Saturday? So are you well introduced to data analysis and data science now? Yes. Do you think it's an exciting field? Do you think it's a field you would love to work in? Yes. Right. Your snacks. By now, persons will not give you one Zulu, one, I think. Who brought the water? Thank you. Alright, for those who joined online, thank you so much for joining us online. Any question? Please don't go. Come.
During the assessment, number 2, you say create a functional database data set from that company. Can you highlight on it?
Can I what? Fictional database. Okay. I'll answer you.
Good afternoon everyone, my name is Brent Young, I'm studying data analysis. So concerning today's class, today is the day 1 class, more of a practical class. So today we want to show introduction to data analysis. So introduction to data analysis, we'll show what data is, how to explore data, different functions on Excel, that's an introductory class, and what the different icons on the Excel spreadsheet means. So the different icons have different functions that they perform. So we'll show where to insert the currency symbol, where to correct, and also how to insert your formulas by putting an equal to first, then open the bracket, and if the sum is an average or whatever you're looking for. So it was a very engaging class, and the subsequent one will be learning more in data analysis. Thank you.
Good evening everybody, my name is Asuko Solomon. I am in the learning track of data analysis and visualization. In today's class, I learned about exploration of data, especially in the area of cleaning of data in the data set. Quite interesting. I have now understood how you can explore the data and clean it up for further use. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. My name is Edward Friday. I happen to be a fellow of the 3MTT program that is factored by the federal government. I am structured under data analysis. I'm a student of data analytics. Today I was privileged to have my lectures with Dahel here in Calabar, and I must say that the lectures was quite insightful, informative and engaging. As our facilitator, the teacher, Mr. David, went further to give us foundational knowledge of what data analysis is. We were able to know what data analysis means, the exploration, the cleansing, and the basic knowledge, the insight we need to know for us in data analysis. So my appreciation goes to Mr. David Effiong, who happens to be the consultant for the federal government scheme for organizing this program. Thank you.
Good evening everyone, my name is Basi Robinson Edogo. One of the fellows for the data analytics and visualization. I was in today's class. Today's class was really exciting. I thank Mr. David for the invitation that he has given to us. I've been able to learn a lot about the basic knowledge of the data analysis, and I've learned the difference between the data scientists and the data analysts, what they do, the different things they do. I've been able to have also gather knowledge of how to cleanse data, exploit data, and every other thing. So I think from today, some other subsequent class will be fine. I will learn so much, and I will come out to be one of the best data analysts and visualization in Nigeria. Thank you.
Wow. Hello, my name is Oma Nze. My track is data analytics and visualization. This is first class for this track, for this period, and it was amazing. I got to learn how the first few steps in analyzing data cleaning, exploring data, and all that. It was very insightful, and I look forward to having more sections like this.
My name is Alibiri. My track is data analysis and visualization. And what I learned today is about Excel. In Excel, I learned that there's different kinds of Excel. Like there's Excel, there's Power BI, there's R, there's Tableau, there's so you can work in all these things in Excel. So it is very important to learn data analysis, collect data, gather data and interpret, how can you put it to explore. So